everyone and welcome to this video where I'm going to give you 3 tips to survive the breaker room games in Help What It 2. This game is super dark, so in some of the clips I'm going to show you, I have upped the brightness so it is easier for you to see where the animatronic is and understand what I'm talking about. In this game you will need to activate all the breakers while avoiding death by animatronic. Lucky for you, this game looks a lot scarier than it actually is. Before getting to my first tip, I will quickly explain the goal of this game. You need to hold the switches on your left to complete the circuits on your right. As you hold the switch, the needle will slowly move, and once it reaches its goal, the light will turn blue. This means the gauge has been charged and you can move on to a different switch. But some of the gauges have 2 lights, and for these ones, you will need to activate 2 switches to complete the circuit. As you complete the circuits, lights inside the breaker room will begin to turn on, allowing you to see much better. Now, if you're thinking of trying to memorize which switches go to which lights, don't do that because they are randomized every time you start the game. Oh, and also while you are doing this, an animatronic will be hunting you down trying to kill you. So now that you know the basics, my first tip for you is to always activate 2 switches at the same time and hold them until the circuits are completed. This will allow you to knock out circuits much faster as you will always be doing 2 at a time. But how can you prevent yourself from dying to Funtime Freddy or Yenndo? Well, that brings me to my second tip, but before I tell you, you must understand how to make Funtime Freddy or Yenndo go away. There is a megaphone with a recorder attached to it, and when you play the recording at the animatronic's direction, it will soothe the animatronic's killer instinct and make it back off for a bit. The problem is the animatronic is very active, so if you're stopping to play the recording every time you see the animatronic, it will take much longer to finish the game. So my second tip for you is to listen for this sound and to look out for the flickering lights. Every time the lights flicker and you hear that sound, that means the animatronic has moved. When you hear it, look around and see where the animatronic is. In both games, they will slowly approach from the back of the room to directly in front of you. The animatronics have specific spawn points, so by looking out for where they spawn at every time they move, you can quickly learn the pattern at which they move, which allows you to know how close you are to being attacked. Now, you can play the recording at any point to make the animatronic go away. All you have to do is aim it at the animatronic, and their eyes will glow blue, and then they will disappear. However, you shouldn't play the recording as soon as you see the animatronic every time, because there really is no need to make it go away the second you see him every single time. This brings me to my third and most important tip for you, which is to wait until the animatronic is closer to your desk before using the recording. This will help you out because you don't waste so much time using the recording to get the animatronic to fall back. Throughout my testing of how this recording mechanic works, it seems like it doesn't really matter when you use the recording on him. There's only a slight chance for the animatronic to return back to the stage when you use the recording, or it can just go back one step from you. But if you wait until the animatronic is directly in front of your desk, and I'll show you some examples here, I've noticed there seems to be 5 locations where the animatronic seems to spawn, and when you see them in one of these locations, that means the next time they move, they are going to be right in front of your desk trying to kill you. Now, a little bonus tip for you guys, I noticed that when the animatronic resets back to the stage, it always has to move 3 times to get to you. Now, the 3rd time it moves is going to be the I'm gonna kill you movement, and that's when you have to be super fast. If you want to min-max the record playing, you can just wait until the animatronic is up on your desk trying to kill you before you use the recording. And I know at least for the Valve Index, the controller you are holding that is closest to the animatronic will vibrate when it spawns in front of you. So basically what I do is I feel which controller vibrates as well as listen to which direction the footsteps are coming from, and quickly fling the recording megaphone to that direction and play the recording to get rid of the animatronic. But if you don't want to risk death in order to get rid of the animatronic, just play the recording when you see him close to your desk. Now, Yenndo can be a bit trickier to go away because his eyes don't glow when you play the recording at him, so sometimes it's not easy to tell if you aimed it correctly. But Yenndo will always go away if you play the recording in his face at your desk. So to reiterate, if you're super concerned about dying, just play the recording whenever you feel uncomfortable that the animatronic might kill you and make him go away. It'll just make the game take a bit longer if you use the recording more often, but you'll get there. But if you want to play risky, then just let the animatronic approach your desk before you use the recording. If you have any questions, comment below. To help you put these tips into practice, I'm going to show you how I beat Breaker Room Hard Reset now, and thanks for watching. Okay, so right away at the start here, I want to hold down 2 of these switches, and hopefully... Alright, there we go, that's a better combination. You want to get as many needles moving as possible. Now, Yenndo has to move at least 3 times for him to kill me, so he moved once already. And now I'm just looking for the second movement. Okay, there's the second movement. So now, on his next movement, he's going to be right in front of me, so I gotta be ready to play the recording in his face. Okay, there he is. Lightning fast reflexes there. I think I'm gonna lighten up this recording because every time I look at gameplay of this game, it's like way darker in the recording than it is on my VR headset. Okay, so there's Yenndo by the server on the left, so he's gonna approach me on the next jump. There you are. And this is just, you know, hold down the switches as much as possible. Keep track of Yenndo. When he gets too close, you know it's about to be game over. So he just moved. I am not sure where he is. It's so dark. Okay, he's on my left. So next movement. Here, let me just get rid of him now, actually. Alright. I'm so close to finishing, I figured, you know, just get rid of him. Don't have to risk death to wait on him. Okay, he should be really close to me right now. Okay, yep, he is super close. Oh. Yeah, sometimes Yenndo is so aggressive, so you do have to be very fast with the recording here. I saw Yenndo directly in front of me there, but I was so close to finishing the circuit that I just committed. And as soon as you complete all the circuits, the game's over and you can't be killed. So it's okay to do that. And that's how I beat Breaker Room Hard Reset.